Exert from the Annals of Ages. It is the year 1212 of our Lord. My name is Attila of Istagom. Upon my return of scholarly pursuits in Rome, I have been graciously summoned to the king's court. If the squire's mumblings are true, the king himself seeks a personal scribe. I pondered that thought the whole way to the keep, for my Latin is mere child's play compared to those I saw in Rome. My mind closes on that thought as the keep's doors open to me. The king himself stands before me. Son of Bela, a true-blooded descendant of the Arpad dynasty, King Andreas greets me openly, asking me of my travels. As the court sits empty beside his loyal guards, he discusses in length his wishes upon my arrival. He's well into his reign, yet I've not heard much of note. In that he reasons the need for a personal scribe, versed in Latin and young enough to travel and join his entourage. With that, my employment begins. Lavish dwellings is not foreign to me, yet to reside amongst the king's own keep is another feat entirely. As the sun sets on the capital, I enjoy the breeze of a calm wind and the presence of my loyal dog and companion by my side. This land is vast and plentiful. Our Magyar ancestors and those before them were right to settle these lands. Hungary stands on the doorsteps of distant forces and powers, the noble kings of the west to the mighty Cumans of the east. King Andreas sits upon a throne that could forge a new empire. I do not know yet of his ambitions or if they'll succeed. I do hope I live to see the answer. As I think this, I'm interrupted by that same squire. The king summons his court. I believe this is where our story will begin. And welcome everybody to the SaltyyShow, and welcome to Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD. Wow, guys, I'm excited to get into this. I hope you enjoyed the intro, the cinematics, and the little bit of a roleplay experience I'm going to start doing. No guarantees it'll be every episode, but I really had fun doing that, and I hope it really invests you guys into the action here, as long as I can keep coming up with creative ways to do it. Without further ado, let's go right into it. We're playing on the Grand Campaign in the early campaign 1212 AD. It is the High Middle Ages. We've all seen this entry before, but there's lots of crusades, a lot of wars, and, well, the Iberian Peninsula is still engaged in the Reconquista. Yet all this may well be insignificant in the face of horror approaching from the eastern steppes. And due to the poll, with over 100 votes, one of my most voted in polls actually, so thank you all for getting out here and doing that, with over 50% of the support going into the Kingdom of Hungary, or Hungary. We have our faction leader Andreas. I do apologize for any names I butcher during any of my intros or talking, but Andreas, 45,000 population, our religion is Catholic Christianity. We are the descendants of Magyar people, along with quite a few other ones, but I'm going to scroll through all of this, pause and read if you want. We are extremely powerful. Our faction attributes, the Kingdom of the Magyars, which we get a recruitment cost reduction and upkeep of missile cav. Along with that, noble pop growth and noble units are reduced in pricing. And we have an influence of the Catholic Christianity, but we do suffer public order from political conflicts. We're going to be playing with Iron Man and Lucky Nations on. We're not going to do any challenges, as I don't really think they have any. Victory conditions, we're going to shoot for minor first, and if we want to see more, we probably will go for military. We're going to play on hard difficulty, but without further ado, let me make sure everything looks good here. Yep, looks good. Let's get right into it, everybody. And welcome to the campaign map. It's a lovely day in the year 1212 AD, summertime, at the capital of Istagom. Welcome, everyone. We do have some notifications to go through. The Pope, as we are the Catholic faction, we have a standing with him, and we are currently, I think, sitting at a 5. Yes, we are. War Weariness is also a part of Medieval Kingdoms 1212, and much credit to all the team members in the Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD mod team. Amazing work they're all doing. I can't wait to see more of their updates as they are going through and working on the map changes, unit changes. It's insane the amount of work that they have poured into this mod, guys. And I highly recommend it if you've never played before, especially if you're looking for that medieval 3 itch. This is the first series I'll ever be doing on the mod, and the first time I've actually be playing it in depth. I am using a couple other mods involving such as graphical water changes, UI changes that kind of brings in the UI from 3 Thrones of Britannia. Let me know how you feel about it. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I think it looks cool, but I don't know, it might make things a little too hard for us to read. So Tell me what you think in the thoughts below, along with feedback on the role-playing experiences, the intro, everything, guys. I really want to hear it, and I do hope you all enjoy this series. But without further ado, we're going to get right into it. First off, picking our research, and I think we're going to go for the windmill, as we have a lot of good land, a lot of agricultural land. We're sitting at 219 currently with our food surplus, so I think that's a good idea. Next up, I want to go ahead and try to look at our faction and our political tree. Here's Andreas, our king and leader. He's got, I believe, 3 sons and 2 daughters. Yes, indeed, 3 sons. And we've already named our heir after our late father, Bela. Along with that, we have 3 other nobles, Bank, Picha, and Jochin. And we're going to take a look at our character details. Our king is a decent, cunning man. He's 35, he has war cry, and he's a bit good at replenishment, so he's going to stay in charge of an army. That's good. Let's look at Peter, considering he is a statesman. Okay, he's okay. He's got rally. You've got brace, but you do get benefits from agriculture. That's important to note. And your government is cultural. Okay, but you do have the rally ability. That is really nice. Definitely better than bracing. Rally is, I think, far more important. But he does as well, so we could swap them up if need be. Picha and Jochin. And we might do so as we want to employ our governors quite quickly. I remember right? Yes, you're rally. So for sure we want Peter on the field instead of Bank. So where is Bank at? Okay, Bank is right here. You know what we could probably do is move this force up here.
Ready for battle. At once.
We're gonna merge these armies here just to give us a full-size one.
Make haste, men.
And disband Bank.
At your command.
All right, now our king is sitting hefty with a nice force.
Ready for battle.
He really needs one more unit, and I think we've got enough cav. I think what we need maybe will be one more spear sergeant.
Come fight with us.
So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. So he's gonna travel, and we're gonna make him a governor. But looking elsewhere, so Picha Bank is the governor that deals with agriculture. We have an administrator, a defender, and a leader who's going to give us an extra authority. We could start with him and hope. He's got 14 influence. I think appointing him... Oh, sorry about the barking, everybody. I'm going to appoint the governors, and I'll update you all once the barking has stopped. Welcome back, everybody. So I do apologize about that horrible cut there. But we have established governorship over the capital, bringing into our court Bodazar Matrovolsky. I butchered that. I apologize, but we're going to keep on rolling. We're going to put him over the capital, as that extra authority is going to help our public order. And we're going to put our other governor eventually, the one that has benefits to agriculture, over Pex, which is our only city in our kingdom. So we're going to kind of make it a breadbasket, a lot of population growth and economic income there. We are converting the church to a priory, though, or prairie. Along with that, we're upgrading this one to the priory as well. We're going to leave Belgrade as is. And then over here in this one, Gula... I don't know if y'all want me to try to pronounce that, and I do apologize. My loyal companion, Winston, is behind me playing with a toy that we got him for Christmas, and it is by far one of the heaviest things he's ever had to play with. He's an aggressive chewer, so it's difficult for him to have a toy that lasts pretty long. But with Golihefker Gyola Feherva, man, that is just a mouthful. Not sure how I pronounce that in English anyways, but we are upgrading that to a military, or a holy religious order, military order, probably, I couldn't remember the name of it, to get some different units, increase our religious stronghold over here, as we are actually lacking. Orthodoxy is the strongest in this region. And we're going to get some public order and replenishment rate.
Commander.
The army here, led by Jochin, I do think we're going to keep down here in the south, just to be a garrison force. against any southern interventions from the Kumans, or Wallachia, or hopefully not our dear ally Serbia. But speaking of that, that goes into our last thing to do this turn, diplomacy. So we're allied to Serbia, we have a military alliance, and we have a vassalship of Croatia. I think with Serbia,
Your people's reputation goes
we want
before
to
you. Find a welcome here and
arrange
speak as you
further control over their, further cementing our alliances with them by offering away our daughter, or well, his sister, who's a sharp tongue, to the current Basilis Stefan, the king, and they will accept that graciously. Now, perhaps, yeah, I didn't think they would do that, but I wanted to be sure. We will demand a dowry of 1,200. And they accept graciously. Good. So that went as well as expected. Now, we also want to establish trade with the Grand Kaizen. He is Daniel. He's only 11. The man is ripe for picking, but
greetings to you.
we're going to establish trade for now.
For you have my...
Oh, they refuse. Well, we're not going to push it. We're not going to pay him anything. That's for sure. He's a child. But things of note here. The Duchy of Lesser Poland hates us due to dilemmas in the past. Along with that, the Tsardom of Bulgaria does as well. And they have a vassalship over the voivodeship of Wallachia. My bad. We're currently trading. However, due to the way things are offered, we cannot break trade for another 8 turns. That is something that I'm going to keep tabs on, as we need to own this settlement for our military victory conditions or minor victory conditions. We do have 2 decisions here. We can found an empire and ask the Pope for money if anything of that ever comes up. And when we go back to Egypt, just like I talked about, we have to own Wallachia to succeed. Along with maintaining basically 2 full stacks, or well, my bad, no, 4 full stacks. A income of at least 10,000, research 5 technologies, control 20 settlements, and survive until spring 1260. So that's a good little, that's a low end of our campaign, and by then we'll be able to judge what we want to do, depending on how fast we get there. But without further ado, I think we're going to roll through some in turns. We can still assign provincial governors. We are going to skip that for now because I do not want our court to get too large to where the political power swings too far. Now, go figure, the Republic of Venice has decided that Croatia is a problem and we will be joining our vassalship side. Is this smart for Venice to get involved? I mean, we are literally a fairly strong kingdom at this point in time in history. But apparently they think they can take us on. If they were able to establish a foothold on the coast, that would be an issue. The Ulans of Roshi have declared war on the Kipchak Confederacy. Nicaea and Achaia has gone to war, and Venice and Croatia have also gone to war. So they own Venice, and I believe, yes, they own Candia down there as well. But those are the only 2 regions I'm aware of that Venice owns. Now, with all due respect to our dear ally Croatia, we will not be getting involved just yet, as obviously we have to wait for 1 more turn to recruit. And I fear, Andreas the king fears a backstab from Lesser Poland. He has an army that could very well march south, and, well, we don't want to lose our capital. But with that said, the little bit of cash we do have in our kingdom's pockets, we will be recruiting some priests in the outer lying regions everywhere. Such as, let's take a look, who do we want here? We only have 2 strategists, not a lot, so we'll just get the youngest.
What do you wish of me?
Move him to Vesprin. Goof will have good public order in a little bit. So will that. So we'll grab another one, just the cheapest. He might actually stay in Pex, depending on how public order sort of, you know, fixes itself. But for now, I want to take a look over here. Bank has actually been, he's ready for duty, so we actually can put him in Pex, which is exactly what we want to do, which Alfold is where we want him. Bank must go to Alfold. Yes. All right. Bank. Alfold. There you go, buddy. And that will allow us to come over here. And we can... I don't think we need anything too severe. I think what we're going to go for is royal ways, perhaps. Agriculture and animal husbandry. Commerce. Growth. You know, maybe not. Maybe we'll stick with... We might stick with, because yeah, we are getting, that should change in 3 turns. The maintenance should go down. Let's go for just empower local royal rulers for now until we get that public order sorted. With that said, I'm thinking about appointing officers. None have the influence. Well, Bank does. We can make him a provost, public order, personal influence, and wealth. That would actually be pretty good for him. And it would lower his influence by a lot. So we'll go ahead and promote him to office. Picha is a statesman. Yochin doesn't have the influence at all. Peter does. He is currently just a statesman, though. We very well could appoint him to a Castellan. However, I don't think he's proven himself just yet, as he's just sat in the capital in the king's court looking pretty. So we're going to move on and see if Poland does not make any moves in the couple turns and we see Venice approaching our dear vassal, we will rush to his aid. However, that is not of the most importance right now. The most important thing right now is actually me trying to avoid my fingers getting bitten as I keep Winston busy. All right. So the office has been secured for Bank. Or Bonk. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce that. Let me know in the comments below if you can. The pretenders to the Holy Roman Empire, Sicily, have gone to war with the HRE. Go figure. That is quite the mess to get into. I wish them the best of luck. And Venice has taken the land route this time, pushing on Croatia's capital. Sorry, guys. They have a 10 stack there and a garrison... 4, okay. I got a garrison of 7. So they could use some assistance. And what we could do is maybe try to get Serbia
on behalf of our people, welcome.
Involved.
Speak, friend, and honor us all with wit and wisdom.
Serbia does not wish to involve themselves in our bickerings. So, not the best ally here. That's fine, though. Poland has yet to move.
We hunger for battle.
I think moving to... Oh, they skipped over Zagreb, too. I just realized that. Croatia owns Zagreb, and it's ungarrisoned. They really want that coastal city first. Well, that is fine by me. We're going to go ahead and move to Pex.
To your duties, men.
You're going to move up here to establish some... Whatever he said, I do agree. And you... I actually think we're going to move him to Belgrade. Pex probably won't need this. Belgrade can actually deal with the priest, and it'll be in positives. So the king will march to our vassal's aid at Split, unless they turn around. They only have a 15 stack. We could really take that on fairly easily. I do fear, though, Poland coming from the north. So what we might do is recruit a smaller garrison with Peter. The Wrath of Heaven.
At your command.
And yeah, that's gonna... Oh, King's Bodyguard's so expensive. So we might just keep him there. Using the King's Bodyguard, we'll have 2 extremely strong cavalry units along with Hungarian knights, 4 crossbows, and 4 decent spearmen. That should be a sizable garrison for the capital. So we're going to roll with that. Until the king can return to the capital, we shall leave it in control of Peter. Or Peter. I don't know why I keep saying Peter. I have a horrible time. I don't know if anyone else does this, but back when I was young and in my role-playing sort of days as getting into the vibe of characters, I would always try to do the accents, which is horrible because they were terribly wrong. That's sort of... I guess, hasn't really left me just yet. Greater Poland has gone to war with Bohemia, up here in the far north. We can barely just see Prague. And Greater Poland, I believe, would have to be somewhere over here, if I had to guess. Silesia's right there. Alright, so Venice has laid siege to our vassal's capital. We cannot get there this turn. I think what we want to do is go through Belgrade. Well, what we could do actually is cut them off. Yeah, we'll cut off Venice. So even if they do take Split, we will cut off their main force from the capital. And that'll really hurt their control over the region. Are you deployed?
My wits and words are yours.
Left click to undeploy. Okay, so he is deployed.
How can I serve you?
Okay, and he is deployed. All right. So public order across the board is looking pretty okay. Next turn, those buildings will finish. And just to help our economy just a little bit, we're going to get rid of these Servients down here. We'll keep the Cav. Well, we could get rid of the 2 Selski Cav, but they have a melee attack of 30. Their melee defense. Yeah. 2 range units will probably serve better, I think, in the long run, just to be able to skirmish against their own. So we're going to keep rolling with that. Diplomatically, our court sits rather swell. He is at 20 influence. At that point, he can get Provost as well. So we'll go ahead and grant him that. We're not going to do anything with our king, as he really needs to get his influence higher. And we need our kids to grow. It's 12, 13, so we just need to expand the royal court. I'm trying to remember. I believe this is the only way we can view our papal standing, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. I'm very excited to see how the papal system turns out. I've looked at their Trello board and I'm on their Discord, and it's all very interesting to see what they're working on and just really what the future holds.
We must follow.
So yes, we all saw that coming. Sard in Bulgaria, probably seeking a little bit of vengeance upon us. We could be in a 3-pronged war very swiftly if we're not careful. It does appear Venice has lost, as that army at Zagreb did not exist. It does appear that way. Venice did lose. 2 ranks were gained. Silesia and Brandenburg are on the war. And political obstruction. We most definitely... Oh, well. I think we might decree this. So long as... Yes, we remained in control. Good. Nothing of terrible consequence happened there. So buildings have been created, and people need leveling up. Thankfully, starting with the priest, who's a freed slave, and he's unlucky, and he's in the family, and he's also boring. Wow, this priest is quite the guy. We're gonna go ahead and do spiritual leadership and rhetoric for both our priests.
Salutations.
Yes. That'll really increase public order, I think, anyways. Characters, taxes, buildings are -3. -1 public order there. -1 there. But our sanitation's now accurate, and that's, I think, more important. We're now -1 here. Buildings are providing a +1. Thanks to... I don't actually know what that building is thanks to. But we're not going to question it. And over here we're at a positive because buildings are at a 1. Because that's going to counter... Huh. I don't know why we're only getting one positive public order change building here, as that provides +1. That's -1, but this is +3. So let me know in the comments below how you all feel about that. Does that happen often to your Let's Plays? Does public order show up where it needs to or not? But it's neutral regardless, which is what we want. Eastagom is positive, which is what we really want, the capital. And with the change, the fact that Venice looks like it's been defeated, we can march on the capital, and it is undefended. So I believe laying siege to it now would be the most... well, we can't get to it this turn, but... and we can't do anything. So we will lay siege to Venice next turn, and that will get rid of our... well, it won't get rid of, but it'll push our first enemy far, far to the south in Crete. I don't think we can recruit any more agents, no. And we can't level up anything, so we are going to hold on to our cash and end the turn. It is a mistake that I've given Winston my sandal, as I was wearing sandals today. It is the dead of winter and I was wearing sandals in the house, but oh well. It's probably a bad habit to let him chew on my shoes, but some peace and quiet is highly sought after where in this house. Oh, Bank has earned a guard dog. Very nice. War weariness increased just a little bit. Morale -1 for all forces. That's not too bad. And we had 2 rank ups from our governors. Good. So Venice actually looks like he broke off the siege, but is now back south. However, his hubris, his wading in the seas, has forced our hand, and we are not as forgiving as he is. They have there's a 10 stack garrison. The army down here is 11 stacks.
At your command.
No reason not to siege. Now we can't take it this turn. I think we're going to spend the money on getting some light siege towers going. Well, it depends actually. Can we get... okay, we can get... I see, alrighty. One turn, we'll get 2 light sieges, and then we could get 4 rams. I think it's really important that we get our cavalry in there. So I think 4 rams would be really good. But we're going to continue our siege. And they could come out. They could sally out and try to take us down that way. Alright. So, they've not moved yet. Let's go ahead and move... well, I'll tell you what, actually. We can level people up, and that will help. Bank is the governor. Let's go ahead and get that extra authority. And then we're going to go down there and get extra zeal. And we're going to do the same, actually, for you. Bodasar, you're uncompromising, good looking, but you're untrustworthy. That would have been nice to know. We're going to go get him really snazzed out on that public order. So that's going to give you a +8, and you're going to be neutral. That's good. That is right where we want it. Influence is going up. Bela is 8. Alright, you're 26, you're 27. Peach here is a general. Recruitment cost, integrity. It would lower his influence for a little bit, though, and that's kind of what we want. Well, Bank's already at 26 influence. That's because of +1 there, yeah. We'll hold firm for now. We'll hold firm for now. Now, Bulgaria holds no ill towards us just yet. They have not done anything official. We have a buffer state in the form of Serbia as well. And we are trading with Wallachia, but that could quickly turn against us rather quickly. We don't have the economy, though, to really help too much. We have a bolstered southern border, though, with Transylvania here and Samaria here, both in the town barracks and a fort level, and along with that fort over here. I think we're okay. I think we're decent enough to handle anything that would come our way. We can't invest anywhere, though, other than in our southern border. So with that, let's see what we can level up here. We're not making it much. We're not making much. Agriculture, though, is probably going to be the best way forwards. So getting a cattle herd would grant 70 food, 250 wealth. We could get a pigsty, which would grant 60, 25, pop growth 150. A sheep herd, 40, 30, 300. Or wheat fields grant grain, 120, then 75. I think we might actually go for the sheep herd here, and just to get some extra cash going as well. That is most our money. I think we're going to hold, and we are going to end our turn. This episode is going to be a longer one, as obviously it's the beginning of the series, and I want to give everybody a good introduction to it all. We might actually even get our first battle in this episode with the Siege of Venice. Hopefully, anyways. If they don't sally out, we will be attacking them next turn. And they have not. Pisa has gone to war with the Hafsid Sultanate. Duchy of Austria has gone to war with Venice as well. The Fifth Crusade. Pope Innocent III proclaimed a new crusade to free the Holy Land from the Saracens of the Fourth Council of the Lateran. Held this year, various Catholic rulers will soon be asked to join the crusade. And we have ranks upgrades for our priests.
How can I serve you?
So with that, I think we are going to increase. I guess we're going to do authority. And belief, yep. That'll be a good one to do.
How can I serve you?
Authority, then belief. And Venice has decided to bugger off somewhere. I don't know where. We have an opportunity.
God himself!
Yeah, they've already suffered some attrition. We outnumber them greatly. Quick little view of the battle map. See what we're dealing with here in Venice. It's a pretty standard settlement. Tell you what, everybody. Let's have our first battle of the series. Let's get into it.
Glory as we go over the walls.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Siege replay of Venice. So let me know your comments below. Do you want this series to be full of battles like this, where we get as many replays as we can in after the battle has been fought, or would you like to see the in-game action? I did record the real-time battle as well, just to make sure, just in case this replay goes asunder. But it looks like everything is planned and going according to it. And, well, guys, we're spreading here really thin. Due to the fact that they don't have the garrison to really man their walls, I've deployed against all 4 of their gates, and our light towers with our spear sergeants are marching towards this side where the towers are the weakest. And they have rightfully so deployed a lot of their infantry here. And I just want to say real quick, guys, look at this beautiful custom settlement. Kudos to the mod developers for making it what it is. It truly is amazing. The capture point is the barracks here, custom built. And we have the church, peasants even looking crazily very nice, looking very medieval. Very cool. But let the siege begin. I mean, look at these towers. They're so cool too. We are going to hit them on every side though. starting with our militia, our poor spear sergeant on this side being hit by an onager and archers as well. If we had waited one more turn, we could have got some wall breaches, it looks like, but we wanted to make sure their army couldn't get back to us in time. But for now, our king, Andreas, eager to prove himself in battle and for his people, is not stupid. He will sit back with his Hungarian knights, and we will wait for the right moment to strike. But he has noticed, he's gotten word, messages across the battlefield, that this gate in particular is left completely undefended, and this militia spear unit is facing no resistance other than the towers themselves. So we will be pushing up as we go. I couldn't imagine pushing this thing up. I don't know how they did it and actually did it in real life. I've never looked into it yet, but this looks difficult to say the least. That's a pretty cool cinematic. Oh, to be the guy at the very top, like, pretty rough, man. Yeah, you're just sitting here waiting. You're hyping your buddies up. You're doing all you can. You're telling them to get ready. I mean, I guess it's better than being down there, like that guy in particular. You really don't want to be that poor guy. But back to it. We're almost there. You can see our compatriots going up the beach as well. And we're really moving our way in here. Our archers doing the best. The Hungarian flag, the battle standard. Oh, look at that guy cheering. That one, I guess the commander of the unit is just hyping his men up. Wow, we are hitting some stiff rocks. We're almost there, though. Oh, I bet this is actually probably how it feels to be on this damn thing. You know, honestly, I'd hit my head. I might fall off. I think we're here, though. Oh, yeah. Brace yourselves, lads. This is it. Time to go. Time to go. And now we've dropped. Our men have engaged. There's the commander himself. Fight for your men. See if we can get some cool cinematic fights. Anything going on. It's a lot of spear on spear action right now, so. Thankfully, though, we've stopped their archers from firing, too. There's our second tower. Reinforcements coming up. Come on, get in here. We are letting them. Oh, there's some bad guys. Go ahead and kill them real quick. Yeah. These guys are gonna drop like flies because they're surrounded. Actually, quite a few of them over here. We are gonna deal with that. Elsewhere, though, we are beating down their rams. And we have... Over here, we're taking significant casualties, sadly, but the gates are falling. Yeah, 87%. Everything's going according to plan. And our king eagerly awaits to enter the battlefield. Any day now.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
Yeah, these guys struggled a lot, but they come back. Their comrades are all dying, but they're not gonna make their death for nothing. Like, they've got guys literally dying back here. Break those gates. They were so close. There we go.
Our siege equipment has been destroyed.
Your death was not in vain. The men pour through the gate. And it's actually quite undefended. It has a crossbow unit, but it's allowing our archers to get in here as well to help out the rest of the field. I loved how eerily quiet that was. Really sets the tone. But fighting for the wall is stiff, the resistance. This is where most of their garrison's at, but we are breaking some of their units already. We are constantly taking arrow tower fire, though. Get into the thick of it right now. Oh! That guy just crumbled. Somebody kill their bannerman. Our sergeant is actually fighting their bannerman himself.
Unit is running from the enemy.
I saw that spear kill there. The walls are soaked in blood. A little bit of both, probably, too. Our most heavily armored guy has still not fallen, which is great. The Hungarian battle standard waves in the distance.
The enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
I never noticed this. I mean, they're okay, but
Ours now.
I think they're doing fine. We have secured these gates here, and if you look this way, we've actually got our royal warriors shooting into the rear of the second most heavily defended part of the siege, pelting into some of these spearmen here. As our brave militia spearmen, they're doing the best they can. You can't expect much from them, but reinforcements. Ooh, I do apologize about the lag there, everybody. I'm not sure what that was about. Do you experience that a lot in Attila? Or is this something that happens in replays? Let me know in the comments below, as obviously the first episode, we're going to get the most feedback, so what do you want to see? Real-time battles or replays? But here we go for a nice charge. Devastating what little resistance was there. And meanwhile, here comes our Hungarian knights coming in to take the field and engage the bodyguard.
Soon be under our control.
That does also mean the king has entered the city, ready to prove himself. Our poor spear sergeants over here do not catch a break, though. This is where they spend the entirety of this battle, fighting tooth and nail, as it becomes hard to stand on the amount of blood that they have shed. The victory is appearing to be ours. Oh no! A lucky little kill there. Somebody avenge him, please. Come on, let him have it. Nah, he's pulled back. He knows his friends saw him killed, that guy, and he's not happy. We have broken their men over here, and we're going to deal with some of their crossbowmen, but we're starting to pull all extra forces out to save on casualties. I wonder if we're going to get a nice little charge on these crossbowmen, and I think we are. First, a little arrow fire there, but
This bodes well.
we're just going to run down their crossbowmen here.
They are losing their advantage.
While these are traditional missile units, they're decent in a melee too, which is great. The Royal Warriors, yeah, they're pretty good in a melee. They've got 105 kills already. Or no, my bad, they've got 48. They've got 105 kills, that sucks. But we are securing the victory point. Marco, the Doge's bodyguard, is surrounded. Meanwhile, if we look over here, yeah, our spear sergeants fighting tooth and nail, taking a lot of names, but the standard is still flying somewhere. Yeah, there it is. It's on the front line. Meanwhile, though, we have broken through over here. Some spearmen are making their way to the city. And our king himself is going to get a little bit of action as we come in for a nice rear charge. The king's bodyguard. Oh, here they come. It might have been a little bit overkill for the poor crossbow unit, but that immediately devastates that unit down to 24 mid, and they will die. Along with the governor. We do own the victory point, and we are capturing it now.
The general has been killed.
There goes the general. What little remains of his retinue is going to get slaughtered. The spearmen are making their way to the city point, along with the glorious King Andreas, or Andres. And what little garrison they have is too weak and astute to do anything Our poor boys over here never got a break, but they will rout. The enemy will surrender. And, man, I love the shiny helms. Very nice. There's a lot of bodies over here, but it was worth it, as the aggressor Venice will learn their lesson after today. Most dearly, they will learn their lesson. And in fact, this will be the very first battle I think I've ever played in Attila where we will actually capture the defense point in the center. I thought you got an achievement for it, but apparently maybe I have captured them before, or maybe that's a different game. But either way, I'm trying to pull our men out to avoid more casualties in the melee. But guys, that is the end of the siege, and I will see you on the campaign map. And with the siege of Venice over, we have captured the city. And now the question is, what do we want to do with it? We can only loot and occupy, sack it, or occupy it. I think we could give the region to an ally. We could give it to Croatia. Ooh, do we want to do that? Open a list of allies and vassals to gift this region to. Huh. It is disconnected from our land, but I don't really know if Croatia could handle this. If we sack it, I wonder if we can take it. You know what? I think we're gonna sack it first.
We hunger for battle. Commander.
Okay, and we can do it again. So we've sacked it. We've taken its money.
Ready for battle.
Let's level him up real quick. Let's level Andreas up. He's got 2 authority. That's gonna be great, man. And let's go ahead and get that extra replenishment rate. And if we raise his cunning, we reduce upkeep. If we raise his authority even more, it's more morale. Let's go non-mercenary units. Ooh, let's do cunning and we can get that sweet talker.
Let them cower.
And now
like
we are
kennel
going to...
dogs.
Oh, we can't gift it anymore. Let's just occupy it then.
We hunger for
We've secured the seat of Hungary, or of Venice. We could go ahead and dismantle everything, and I think we're going to. All of it can just go away, because theoretically we could, if we go to Croatia, we can give...
On behalf of our people, welcome.
Venice.
Speak, friend.
They are
and honor us
very
all
likely
with
to...
wit and wisdom.
Oh, I think this is positive. This won't matter no matter what. So we could swap them, Venice for Zagreb. I don't know if that would be the best thing for us. What does Zagreb have? A fort, a chapel, and a wheat field. Venice would help them a lot, I think, and that would just give them access to the coast. However, it is a port for us to trade from, but we can't trade with anybody, surprisingly enough. Why not? Oh, there's no route to it. That sucks. How do people feel about Croatia? How do y'all feel? I don't know what Ava is barking at, by the way. She is just losing her mind in there. I will find out though eventually. How does Austria feel? Austria feels great. I think we're gonna give Croatia Venice. Yeah, we're gonna give you Venice.
You will find me a willing and attentive audience for your
But I
speech.
do think I want
Give tongue
Zagreb
to
in
your words,
return.
and I will answer.
260. They're gonna get a much more wealthy province. And I mean, we're kind of taking we're literally taking a core region basically of what would be considered Croatia, but I think this works. Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about this? I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Find me a willing and attentive audience.
Destination
Yeah, there we go. So Croatia is now on the capital. We own Slovenia now. And that's fine with me. I think that works. -6, taxes, difficulty, religion, immigrants. I hope that resets, because that's double the issues. We already have wheat fields here, and another fort that defends Pex, which is our only city, so... And their barracks will fix itself. And we gave them that. So we got the money. They got a new city. I think that's a win-win for all of us. Our integrity is going to skyrocket. And Venice, I think, has learned their lesson. Will they peace out?
Speak.
They will. Venice will
Know that
surrender.
Roman ears have little liking for foreign.
They're not surrender, but they will peace us out. The question is, will they make peace? They are allied to the Latin Empire. I did forget about that. But will they make peace with Croatia is the question. They're willing to pay quite a bit of cash. Okay, not as much as I was thinking. For a treaty, they're willing to give us that much. And they're down here all the way in Crete now. I think that is a fair deal. We've sacked their capital. Crete is not going to be that big of a deal, I don't think. Croatia could probably handle it. Yeah, their strength rate is 74 now. And we're not going to go down there anytime soon. So let's go ahead and piece them out. And actually, I really wish we could make them stop being at war with our ally, but let's try and get them to break their defensive alliance with the Latin Empire. Alright, they refuse to do that. Very well. We're going to just demand money from you. And I accept. Now, they're still at war with Croatia. Hopefully, though, Croatia can peace them out. That was a successful first war, though. Andreas got some experience, and so did his men. We've given a city to our dear vassal while we secured Croatia for ourselves. They got a better deal out of that, but we did get an extra city, and that is, I think, most important. And all is looking well. We have a lot of cash to spend, but everybody, that is where I'm going to call today's episode. So I did hope you enjoyed the Battle of Venice, the first episode of the Hungarian Empire. Things are already looking great. Our papal standing is, it's a little lower because we did sack. I figured that was going to be an issue. That's really why I wanted to make sure we could do that. Let me know in the comments below your feedback, your suggestions, anything you all want to talk about. How did you enjoy today's episode? And if you play this on the regular, how do we increase our papal standing? Because fingers crossed we don't go to war with too many more Christian factions. But if we do, how can we make things better? Let me know in the comments below. But I've been your host, Salty. This has been the Rise of Hungary, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out, everybody.